Last night, you saw it again. Giants and Jets, the straight-up winner, another point spread victory. Last year, straight-up winners in the preseason went 56-3-4 against the spread, and preseason, regular season, right through the Super Bowl. Last year in the NFL, those straight-up winners covered at an 82% clip. Well, guys, after the Giants upset of the Jets last night as a 3-point dog, well, the straight-up winners are 14-3. Against the spread through 1 week of exhibition play. FYI, the underdogs are 8-9 ATS, while the home favorites are 7-7. Hi guys, Al DeMarco here, and this is going to be your Tuesday video report. Free pick coming your way on the Orioles-Mariners in just a moment. A couple of things, last night you saw the hazards of betting the NFL in the preseason. You saw how the Jets totally dominated in the first half. That Giants defense didn't exactly look much improved, did it, with all the changes? Jets, of course, played their starters, including Mark Sanchez, almost the entire first half, but they just couldn't convert in one red zone opportunity after another, left too many points on the field. Naturally, when the Giants took advantage in the third quarter, it was all game, set, and match. Just about the point when the Jets missed a chance to increase their lead, when I think it was a 47-yard field goal, was wide late in the third quarter. That was the very moment that the Braves were coming back for me in the bottom of the ninth inning to get me a win on the Braves, who were a big home favorite of $1.45 against the Dodgers. Problem was, that was the beginning of the end for the Jets, who were a 5-9 play. Also lost a 5-9 play on the Houston Astros, 1-2 last night. By the way, the football record you see when you scroll down the page for the past couple of years, that is regular season, postseason, and preseason combined, my overall record and net profit down there. Wandy Rodriguez of the Astros. It's amazing how every year there's about a dozen or so pitchers who simply do not get run support. When you think of Roy Halladay and Cole Hamels of the Phillies, Matt Cain of the Giants, two guys that went last night in the LA-Atlanta game, Billingsley, Clay Billingsley of the Dodgers, and Hanson for the Braves. Just among maybe a dozen pitchers who game in, game out pitch so well, but their teams simply do not supply them with any offense. Other guys take the mound and it's like bats galore, runs galore. But every year, you talk about hard luck losers, add Wandy Rodriguez to the list there. I mean, the guy in his last 11 starts has like a sub-2 earned run average, but he just can't pick up a win or consistent wins along the way. Before I get to your free pick, I just got to comment on something. About 4 weeks ago, whenever LeBron made his decision, announcing on ESPN in that sham of an interview involving Jim Gray, a guy who I had the unpleasant misfortune of working for many, many years ago. That was a joke of an interview, but I love, after the fact, I mentioned to you that I loved when Dan Gilbert, the Cleveland Cavaliers owner, just came out and absolutely shredded LeBron. I mean, he just put a poker up his ass and shredded him in the press. I thought it was great. Now, David Stern didn't think it was so great, fined him, I think, $100,000. A lot of people didn't think it was so great outside of the Cleveland area. Some said that, hey, the NBA free agents are going to think twice about going to Cleveland. Crock of bull. Let me tell you something. Free agents are going to go where the money is and where they have a chance to play. And by the way, if they have a chance to win, that's also a consideration. But don't ever think that money and playing time aren't the two most important factors. They'll go to Cleveland again. If Dan Gilbert takes out the checkbook and says, hey, I'm going to pay you this many millions, they'll go to Cleveland again. But think about the strategy involved for Dan Gilbert. In a moment, he saw the net worth of his team drop by about 40 to 50%. We're talking millions and millions and millions of dollars. He had to do something as well. I think it was a very shrewd marketing move. Sure, he was hurt. Sure, he was pissed off. But you think about it from a marketing perspective. He had to galvanize the rest of his Cleveland fan base. Those that did not attend the games just for LeBron, but those that attended on a regular basis because they're basketball fans, because his attendance is going to drop big time next year. He's going to have a mediocre, probably to average team at best next year. They'll be lucky if they make the playoffs. You got to galvanize the support, and that's what he did. But now, of course, the fallout is slowly coming out. LeBron, like all pampered athletes, did you see today the first leaked quotes from an upcoming GQ interview? I got to read one to you, though. Two of them, actually. This one takes the cake. I don't think he, and he's referring to Dan Gilbert, ever cared about LeBron. Don't you love how these guys talk in the third person? LeBron must be that other guy. Okay. My mother always told me, you will see the light of people when they hit adversity. You'll get a good sense of their character. Gee, really? So, their character. So I guess Dan Gilbert, when he paid you the max contract, offered you to pay the max contract last year, he had no character, right? He was willing to pay you more money to stay in Cleveland than you get in Miami, right? Now, it's not that I'm a LeBron fan or I hate LeBron either. It's just I hate pampered athletes. It's one of the reasons, as a reporter back in my 20s, I knew my career as a reporter was going to be short-lived because I couldn't keep my mouth shut. Because sooner or later I was going to have to tell one of these over-pampered, overpaid prima donnas to go F themselves. Really. I mean, you hear the BS. Sometimes you're sitting in the locker room and you're going, I can't believe I got to listen to this crap. I mean, seriously. Other than I was getting paid to listen to that crap, okay? You know, so I could be bought too. But some of these guys just take the cake. So I guess Dan Gilbert didn't go out and get you Shaq and get Antoine Jameson, fire Mike Brown, do everything that you wanted to make LeBron happy. But that's the problem with this new age athlete. They're pampered from day one. They're coddled from day one. They're overpaid from day one. They want everything. So LeBron's going to be super motivated, by the way, take on those Cleveland Cavaliers this year. Geez, what do you think the line in that game is going to be? The first Miami Heat-Cleveland game. 17? 21? Mike set a record for the biggest NBA point spread of all time. But then my other favorite quote, and the one that really gets me, and I'll get to your free pick on Seattle and Baltimore in just a moment, but, you know, this one takes the cake. You know, the TV Decision, hosted by Gray, they did that because they had a chance to benefit the Boys and Girls Club chapter. I think it was up in Connecticut somewhere. And they raised them $2.5 million through the advertising that came in through there. And LeBron said, when I found out I had an opportunity to do that for the kids, it was a no-brainer. How much did LeBron make last year? How much has he made in his career? On the court and through endorsements. You mean it wouldn't be a no-brainer to practically every week write out a check for $100,000 to every Boys and Girls Club chapter once a week during the course of the season, and you wouldn't even feel the economic pinch? That would be a no-brainer too. You couldn't have taken out your checkbook and written them a $2.5 million check if you felt like it, but instead you'll take corporate America's money and let them subsidize your ego on that press conference and have the money go to the Boys and Girls Club of America. Oh, please, give me a break. Anyway, your free pick today, it's going to be the, who the hell is it going to be? The Baltimore Orioles, because they've won 10 out of 14 games since Buck Showalter took over, including 7 out of 8 at home, last night rallying against the Seattle Mariners for a win in 11 innings by a 5-4 score. They've now won 8 of their last 11 games at home against the Mariners, who have lost 15 of their last 19 on the road. Kevin Millwood, let's face it, he has had a dreadful, dreadful season. But he has pitched certainly much better in his last 2 starts against the White Sox and Cleveland Indians, allowing just 4 runs over 13 innings of pitch. So I think he's going to get the win tonight. I think the Orioles are the play here tonight with Millwood over Luke Scott, who's making just his 5th start of the season, and he's nothing to write home about either. So once again, I'm going to go with the Orioles at a pretty darn cheap price because of Millwood's poor pitching of like $1.25 to $1.30 at home for your free pick. Good luck, everybody. Thanks for listening to my tirade on LeBron. Who knows who tomorrow I'm going to go off? Maybe Carmelo Anthony, who I can't really blame Carmelo for wanting to leave Denver. Let me piss off everybody out there from Denver because, frankly, Denver, outside of the summer, if you're not into skiing, what the hell is there to do in Denver? I don't care that downtown's nice. I know they've got some nice clubs. I've been there. But if you're a young guy playing basketball, do you want to be stuck in Denver all year round? Just my own personal opinion. Anyway, catch you again tomorrow, guys.